Plagiarism. It is the enemy of every English teacher and any teacher who has ever given a writing assignment. Plagiarism is the use of words or ideas without giving credit to their source. Some students think that they can avoid plagiarism by quoting entire paragraphs, sometimes entire papers, but they do this not understanding that they are expected to use quotes sparingly, simply as expert testimony to help supplement what it is that they are trying to prove or say about their topic. Students are expected to use facts, ideas, and examples gathered from sources but expressed in their own words. Students must master this skill if they are to succeed in writing papers for college. This is where tools such as Turnitin.com can help in developing this invaluable skill. Turnitin.com empowers teachers to view originality reports. What happens is students go ahead and upload their papers into Turnitin.com. 24 hours later, the student and the teacher will get feedback on how much of the paper is original. Material will be highlighted that is found elsewhere, either on the web or on papers previously submitted. And this can be used for either minor writing assignments or major research papers. So again, Turnitin.com is one of those very extremely valuable web tools that can really help students develop this skill critical for success in college. Alright, the first thing that we're going to do is take a look at how to set up your account. And obviously go to Turnitin.com. You select your language in case it's one of these others, but we're going to keep it on English. And we're going to go over here to create an account. If you've used Turnitin.com before, you can just go ahead and enter your email address and password to log in. But if you are brand new, select how you will be using this. Student, instructor, teacher, assistant. We're going to click on instructor. At this point, you will need your account ID and join password. You will obtain this information from your school's account administrator, who will go ahead and add you on to your school's Turnitin account. After entering in that information, you just type in your first name, your last name, how you want your name to be displayed, like first name, last name, etc. Type in your email address, confirm your email address, enter your password, confirm it. Password has to be 6 to 12 characters long and contain at least one letter and one number. Choose your secret question, the answer, agree to the user agreement, click on I'm not a robot, and go ahead and create your profile. After you have created your Turnitin account, you should now see your instructor homepage. And your instructor homepage should show your school account and any classes that you've already added. First thing we're going to do is review how to create a new class. So what you do is you go over to Add a Class, choose the class type that you want, Standard or Master, enter in a class name. And for this, I'm actually going to put in the name of a club that I advise. Because one thing that we want to do is create a literary arts magazine, and I want to make certain that anything that is submitted for that literary arts magazine is original. Then I'm going to go ahead and create an enrollment password. Now this is what the students will use to enroll themselves into the class. It's highly recommended that it's entirely lowercase and is easy for them to remember. So let's say that we want to make it simply Future author, all lowercase, no spaces. Subject area, you can say this is English. Here we go. Here we go, let's say literature, that's pretty close. Student ages, I would say between 17 and 18. The class end date here is very important. By default, it's always going to be 6 months after the class start date. After the end date, no one can join a class or submit any papers. So if the end date is satisfactory, you would go ahead and click submit. And I'm actually going to change mine to make it June 2nd, 2017, and click submit. And now the class is created. You've just created a new class, Future Bestselling Authors. If you'd like students to enroll themselves in this class, which, by the way, is the easiest thing to do rather than enrolling each student person by person. If they're going to self-enroll, they will need both the enrollment password that you have chosen and a unique class ID generated by Turnitin, and that'd be this number right here. If you ever forget the class ID, it's number to the left of the class name on the class list. You can view or change your enrollment password by editing the class. And let's take a quick look at that. Here we have the class name. Here we have the class ID. And if we forget what the password is, we go over to edit, click on the edit icon there. And right here is the enrollment password. If needed, these things can be changed and can also convert it to masterclass. One thing that's very important to remember is do not share the class ID or the password for entering the class on any sort of social media. If you were to do that, essentially anybody in the world could potentially go ahead and join your class as long as they belong to an institution that has a Turnitin account. So just be careful about who you share the class ID and class password with. All right, next thing we're going to do is take a look at creating an assignment. To create a new assignment if you're a student, you first click on the name of the class to open the class homepage. Then you click on Add Assignment. And it says waiting for turnitin.com. There we go. All right, we go ahead and enter an assignment title. If you ever get confused, you can hover over these question marks and it explains what it is. Let's call this Literary Arts Magazine. Point value. This setting allows the instructor to set point value for the assignment. It allows the grade to be set by rubrics if you use any, and be sent to the grade book. I'm going to leave that unfilled though, since this is a club. It does say here that's optional. Here, I'm only going to allow file types that Turnitin can check for originality, because I want to make certain that my students are not plagiarizing anything that they submit. And basically, this is on by default. This works for various file types, specifically anything in Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, WordPerfect, PostScript, PDF, HTML, RTF, that's rich text format, OpenOffice, Hangul, Google Docs, and plain text formats. And in addition, I make sure that the start date is accurate. The start date is the date and time students can begin submitting to the assignment. I'm going to keep it as today. The due date is the date and time that the students' papers are due for the assignment. So that means they cannot post or submit any work after this date. So I'm going to go in and make this June 2nd, 2017 at, and this is military time, let's make it 1700. And the post date is the date and time that students can begin viewing the comments and grades instructors have left on their papers in grade mark. And we're going to go ahead and make that June 2nd as well. You can go down here to optional settings to enter in special instructions to determine whether or not you're going to allow submissions after the due date, whether or not you want an originality report to be generated, and one of the great benefits of Turnitin are those originality reports, so we will keep that as yes. And look at all the other options that are here. Once you're happy with everything on here, go ahead and click on Submit. And now your assignment has been created. Literary Arts Magazine, it's a paper. The information about the start date, due date, post date are right here. Status, actions, etc. So as you can see, setting up your account and Turnitin is very easily done. Creating class is very easy, and creating an assignment is very easy. But next we need to look at how to enroll students into your class and how papers are to be submitted to the assignment. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a great day.